Time for the radio show. 402-344. Oh yeah, Dana Lash is here. Hello, Dana. How are you?
So well.
Oh yeah, really? Oh gosh. You don't think so? It really is. Are you holding up?
Quite well.
Yes.
I mean, it is.
It's strange. It's strange, good, positive energy from this time period. Either you kill yourself.
You enjoy watching other people kill themselves.
Oh yeah. I think it's happening. I think that Donald Trump says this last week. And that's right. It's hit this high water mark, and the death now is women. He is currently Fiorina was the only one who's ever beaten him. Okay. And now, the last 10 whole days, he has hit every trick wire on women. If you can. You know what I mean? It's falling apart. It's just falling apart.
It aggravates me when people say, well, you have some conservative women who are acting like they're social justice warriors because they're taking offense to this or that. That's called common decency. There's a huge difference. You know, we're not out screeching for free birth control. We're just saying, hey, can you be a gentleman? That used to be a conservative principle.
Okay, so tell me what you're doing.
Tell me what you're doing.
Yeah.
I love this. You release this.
My Facebook was filled
You
with,
know what? My Facebook is filled with
Glenn Beck.
LHMusic pundits.
You seen this?
LHMusic pundits.
Nobody's
telling you what to do.
Nobody in their
The right man is telling you what to do. What you do need to do. Listen, Dana, you come to my office and tell you what to do. Yeah, you just come to my office.
That's crazy. Okay, so you got together,
you started this.
And it's
weird how it happened because, I mean, I know all of these women. I mean, almost all of them I know personally and have met in person before, so it's not just an online thing. And, you know, ladies talk.
the ones he was supposed
just before my radio show starts.
No.
Oh, that's the ladies that you...
Right, not the mistresses.
Okay.
We got to keep us on.
That would be really interesting, though.
I know.
Oh, gosh.
Maybe not for Barbara Wawa.
All right.
But no, we had been talking back channel, and we were thinking, you know, something really needs to be said about this because this is more than just about a campaign issue. This is kind of an issue with the media. And look, I loathe the media. I have loathed the media for the longest time. Back in 2000, I had a blog called Anti-Radar where I went after all of the media in my hometown that I hated. 1999, 2000, I just went at all of them. I just loathed what they were doing. You can still find it on the Wayback Machine. Nobody judged me for the coding because it was gray and blue and horrible looking. But that said, so this is about a free press. While I hate the media, I do believe in a free press. I don't believe in an objective press. I believe that people are honest and can be honest. You can still have a bias. You can still have a preference, but you have to be honest about it and just be honest in how you present your bias in context with the news of the day. And that's all I've ever done. I get aggravated when I see people on television and radio that they think that, you know, everybody's dumb and they're not going to know where they're coming from.
Right.
We're going to be in the neutral, you know, right there.
Right.
We're not throwing our weight
We're
at all.
You know, because they only say certain things about, they only say good things about this candidate, or it's, you know, that candidate dominates the airwaves. And they want you to think that they're still neutral, and that doesn't exist. This is about a free press. This is about how a reporter should be able to go up and ask a question and not get manhandled by this, you know, needleneck who thinks that he's better than Secret Service. I mean, he lunged across the Secret Service agent in order to stop her from asking a question. Secret Service, if they had assessed that she was a threat, they would have not walked their candidate by her. That's number one. Number two, if they thought her pin was a bomb, they would not have walked, they would have taken her down. It would have been sweet and simple, and it would not have been the big issue that it is right now. He lied about it. Lewandowski lied about it. Then he spent days going after Michelle Fields on Twitter.
Know her, don't you?
You know her. Yeah, I know her neighborhood.
Like we've never gone to Owen Mills and had the photo and all of that stuff. But
Yeah.
And she even, and this is a funny story, because I'll bring this tugboat back to shore, but she has actually written kind of a hit piece about me over at Trump Art News about a cruise Trump issue.
Wow.
And I had messaged her before, and I had said, nice headline. Like, really appreciate that. And she was like, well, I didn't write the headline. I was like, nice first graph, too. Did you not write that either? And that was the last conversation that we had before this. So I had nothing to gain from speaking out. And I saw what had happened, and it was wrong. It was wrong for Corey Lewandowski to react the way he did. It was wrong for him to lie lie about it. It was wrong for him to trash her, call her character into question, and say she was a liar. It was wrong for Trump to say that she was a liar and made the whole thing up. The cover-up is always worse than the crime. If he would have said, I'm sorry, we would not be here right now, and Corey Lewandowski would not be bigger than his candidate at the moment.
Now,
Here's the thing. I think it's different because one of the bruises on her arm.
I think if it
I think it
was
was just
if she was pulled down and she didn't have bruises on her arm, I don't think people would have paid as much attention to this. You would have been able to
You've
get
been
over it, blah, blah, blah.
blah, blah, blah,
To
whatever.
some degree.
To some degree. Would have been more she said.
Because of those
Because of
bruises.
those bruises.
Dana, is it
Dana, sit it down.
You even put the bruises on your own arm, or your own face. And then you call the police and say to the police, my husband just did this to me. Any doubt that they take him away in handcuffs?
Well, that's usually kind of how it goes.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
We know what it looks like.
I grew up, and I've seen it in my family. So I'm not going to be lectured to anybody who wants to sit here and tell me what a battered woman looks like. Because I woke up and I saw it every damn day of my life. So I will not be lectured by anybody on that. This, while it was an assault, while it wasn't, misdemeanor domestic violence charge, that it met the probable cause for arrest for battery. That's why Jupiter Police acted the way that they did. That's why they arrested him on probable cause. They had probable cause to make that arrest. That's why that happened. Now, he'll have his day in court. I don't need to run to a judge to figure out what I saw on the video was wrong.
Yeah, exactly. What happens next?
And all he had to do, Glenn, was apologize for it, and he didn't. And then he attacked her. He lied about it, and then he attacked her. And then Trump's campaign is now about Lewandowski.
So I didn't
know it's my family. And my mother was badly abused.
And mental abuse. And then a guy right before she died, used to beat her up. And so I know what this looks like too.
And I've been watching this whole thing unfold. And this is absolutely abuse. This guy's, you recognize those guys, can't you? You live them. Recognize these guys a million miles away.
And they're
doing
the things that enablers and abusers
always do. Yes.
Recognize intimidation.
Right.
Everything that happened after, even if, let's play devil's advocate for a moment and say that it was nothing, that he just kind of grabbed her arm and did that. Well, then explain, if it wasn't a big deal, why lie about it?
Right.
If it wasn't a big deal, then why spend days on end attacking this reporter and impugning her character? If it wasn't a big deal, why was all that effort put into it? If it wasn't a big deal, why was it necessary for a candidate for the Republican nomination for president? Why did he have to respond to it? If it wasn't a big deal.
So you have gotten together with how many women?
16 total.
16 total. Even Meghan McCain. S.E. Cupp. There's a lot of women here. You recognized it. And you are calling for it. Yes.
I'd like to see. I want to see
resignation,
because that's a conservative principle.
Yeah.
Chivalry is a conservative principle.
Mm-hmm.
Respect, because I don't see it from the left. I'm used to seeing this behavior from progressivism. Expecting men to act like gentlemen and women to act like ladies are conservative principles. That's what I want to see. I want to see him removed from this campaign.
Not going to happen.
Oh no, it's not going to happen. Even if Trump's already said it. Even if he is convicted, it is not going to happen. Which tells me, kind of all that. I've never said that I was one of the never Trump people, but the more and more that I see of this, that kind of behavior and that's pushing me to it.
No, it's really scary
It's
stuff.
scary to me.
Listen to this.
Listen to this. Ann Coulter said about this whole thing.
I just like your
perspective
on this.
I think she's turned into Hillary Clinton on this. Take a
Well,
look at. Listen to this.
She showed right
Take
after the
it,
incident.
Roger.
If you had bruises like that, if I had bruises, I would know somebody manhandled me.
Well,
Yes.
okay, but that could be anyone at that event. It could be someone right before the event. It could be someone right after the event. Would you accept this in any other case? I wouldn't accept it against Bill Clinton.
You think she's lying?
I think there are bruises
You
there,
think she's
but
lying?
it's quite clear she's lying when she said that he grabbed her and nearly tried to forcefully pull her to the ground, that she lost her balance. Trump is absolutely right. It's one of the first things I noticed.
Okay.
That her face is placid the entire time, even if it were a justifiable touching, like in a subway, walking into a concert, in a
All right,
bar,
stop, Roger.
For squealing, Glenn.
Right.
Yes.
Not abusive,
Yeah.
just screaming, squealing her.
What do you make of that? You can't see her face. From any video.
We have the audio. We have the audio when she had her audio recorder out, and she was asking. I mean, you hear the exchange. You can hear her reaction. You don't need to listen to pundits tell you what her reaction is. You can hear it on that audio recording.
Oh, I've not
her
heard
immediate reaction. She's like, oh, I can't believe he just did that. And you can hear that she is shocked. You hear Ben Terrace of the Washington Post say, wow,
Yes.
he was the one, by the way. It was Terrace who said, he tried to jerk you to the ground. Fields never said that. Fields said he yanked my arm down, and I almost lost my balance, but I regained it. She never said that she was yanked to the ground. Terrace said he almost yanked you to the ground. All that other phrase has only been used by people who are trying to attribute it falsely to Fields.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
So what do you
What do you
think is happening?
Is this
What is the culture?
She's always been.
I don't know. I know Anne, and I'm friends with Anne, and we don't always agree on every issue. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. If we all had windows into everybody's heart, it would be a lot easier, I think, to get along in life. I don't know. I look at that, and honest to God, I cannot understand how anybody else would come to a different realization than the one that we are at with what transpired in that video.
It's just for Nichols especially seems so disingenuous to say she wouldn't say anything to happen with Bill Clinton.
That's nonsense.
Well, she's
Oh,
written
that is
on
nonsense.
what he's done with other women, so
Yeah.
I think that's probably, there's a departure right there from consistency.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, this is, and one of the, because Greta Van Susteren was talking about this, and I mentioned this on my show on The Blaze earlier, yesterday I mentioned this, and how Greta was saying, well, these women who signed this, these 16 women, and by the way, some of these women are commentators, some of these women are analysts, some of them are journalists, all of them, she was saying that, well, you can't now fairly report on this presidential campaign because you signed this list. And this is not an issue of bias. This is an issue of human decency. You are not compromising your objectivity or your honesty by saying that what we all clearly saw in a video, unless the conservative movement is now going to start using the selectively edited video phrase that the progressives have trademarked, what we see clearly in this video is unacceptable. It was unprofessional. It was inexcusable from Corey Lewandowski. Now, that is common decency to say that. It's not bias to say that you shouldn't yank on someone that way. And then Greta was saying, well, this is a press scrum. This happens in a press scrum. I've been in press scrums. I get this from other reporters. You don't see bruises put on a woman by a campaign manager. I've been in a press scrum at the Tampa RNC was the last one I was in, and I almost got into a fist fight with a woman who was with a progressive media outlet because she kept trying to hit me in the head with her camera. That's a press scrum. You're used to that. But that's another reporter. That's not a campaign manager. And that reporter did not get a presidential candidate to then attack me at a rally. And that reporter did not get a campaign manager to go at me for days on end on social media. That is not ordinary. She was walking the Secret Service and a candidate, not a gaggle.
What did Greta say?
Well, that's what she hasn't responded yet. But I just thought that was, oh, and then she said, well, he's getting his day in court. You can't accuse. Well, then you can make that same argument towards Hillary Clinton then. So in order to say that what Hillary Clinton did, that it was wrong, we have to wait for a judge to say it's wrong. I'm sorry, I'm a conservative. I don't need the government to tell me what I saw with my own eyes.
And quite honestly, her whole career would be gone. She can't comment until days end. It's Greta Van Susteren. She made this thing up. Okay, Dana, thank you very much. Bye.